Our starting grid will roll across the top of the screen. Nelson Piquet Jr. is going to make his first start on the front row outside of Elliott Sadler. Take a look at our race analysis and track description of this place.
We talk about this racetrack. You see the corners are banked up to 30 degrees here. 200 laps, 150 laps pit window. Most of the crew chiefs, Michael, said this may be a two-stop race. They feel like there's enough give up in the tires.
And they could they could use their pit window early or late, Phil. You might want to get on pit road, you know, maybe at lap 50 or so, then come back at 100 and be set to go to the end. Who knows what these guys will do, because the tires are good, so they got some options on pit road.
Absolutely.
What a beautiful facility this is, Bristol Motor Speedway.
It's a coliseum.
165,000 seats. They rank this the 4th largest sports venue in America. What an amazing feat it is to pack this place in. We want to take a look at a few different drivers, a little closer look at those drivers. Let's start off with Ray Dunlap.
Well, thank you, Rick. You know, if you cut down some trees, I'm going to recommend that you get a Bandit chipper. And if you are looking for a young driver that you may not know much about, I'm going to recommend Jake Crum. He's only 19, but listen to some of these numbers. 17 karting titles, a Bandolero championship, a championship in UARA late models. He won the Bailey's 300 back in 2009, and in his ARCA debut, he got a 6th at Mansfield. He's got over 350 total wins in his career. Tonight, he hopes to run 200 laps and bring home 4 fenders. Hermie?
Well, thank you, Ray. And another story, the kind we like to talk about here in the Camping World Truck Series, is that of John King. He's starting 19th tonight, a very good qualifying run after a little bit of damage in practice. But he's from Fort Blackmore, Virginia. He's making his 6th career start here tonight at Bristol. He also ran this race here last fall. And listen to this. He's got his own section at this racetrack. 400 fans that he gave tickets to are here tonight watching him race. He's looking for a good, solid finish tonight. Just trying to hear, chasing a dream, just like everybody else. Phil?
Hermie, I want to talk about a guy that's here chasing a dream as well. This is a guy that turned 46-year-old last week, Jeff Agnew from Copper Hill, Virginia. He was a 1998 USAR Pro Cup champion. As a matter of fact, he's 3rd in points this year with 3 wins in the last 4 races. All he ever wanted to do, guys, is run NASCAR. And this is his opportunity at 46 years old, and he has a great opportunity. This is the same team that he runs the Pro Cup Series with. He's got local sponsorship from a local grocery store chain, Food Country USA, who's been so big a part of racing in this area. And right now, Jeff will start this race in his Chevy from the 24th spot. Mikey?
Guys, let's shine a well-deserved spotlight on 18-year-old Ross Chastain from Alva, Florida. Congrats, race. Congrats, Ross, on your top 10 finish in your NASCAR Camping World Truck Series debut in Indy 3 races ago. Ross's family sells watermelons, and he's sponsored by the National Watermelon Board. No one knows better than Ross how much this place will bite you. It reached out and got him in practice, so he's going to roll off from last position in Melon 2. This was Melon 1, Phil. He gets loose down in turn 1. It goes into the outside wall. And
smash
boom,
the watermelon.
Just like that, we have squished watermelon. There's another view of Ross losing. He lost his truck. You know, when he left Indy, I bet he thought, I got this truck stuff. Right there, he's thinking, man, Bristol is a mean track. He's going to roll off last place.
You saw we were riding on board with the 66. That's Ross Chastain. He'll carry our Funai sponsored on board. We'll ride along with him tonight. We'll also be on board with the Toyota on board of Miguel Paludo. So we'll see how Miguel does from the 16th starting position this evening, as well as the guy who's going for 6 in a row at this racetrack. It'll be his 4th win in the trucks in a row at this track if he can get to victory lane. That's our Toyota on board with Kyle Busch. Let's find out what the recipe for success is tonight in our Walmart recipe for success. We go to Ray Dunlap.
Well, thank you, Rick. How about 8 different tracks where Kyle Busch has won in all 3 of the top NASCAR divisions, but Bristol has to be his favorite. How about the numbers? The last 5 consecutive victories at this track have all belonged to driver number 18, and he's led over 936 laps in those wins. Kyle Busch is the man at Bristol, and I think tonight, if you want to win, you're going to have to beat him. Hermie?
Well, the 5 truck of Todd Bodine, 21 career victories, none on the short track. Todd's the champion. He wants to get that first short track victory tonight at Bristol. Rick?
Everyone's chasing the 24 of Elliott Sadler, and they're all on their feet here at Bristol. Coming out of turn 4. Green flag in the air. We're underway. A great start for Elliott Sadler. He shoots out in front of the 8 of Nelson Piquet Jr. Right behind him, here comes Brendan Gaughan in the 62. He'll take second away. Hornaday sideways as he comes through 3 and 4.
A lot of car control or truck control there for Hornaday. He was really sideways. Brendan Gaughan was so happy today. He said, I'm telling you, I've had the best truck I've had all year long.
Man, that was a rough start for Ron Hornaday. You about lost that truck.
Fourth right now, Hornaday and James Bush are racing side by side. Now Hornaday has it. Busher goes back into the 5th spot.
How about the 18 truck and the 2 trucks side by side?
That's the storyline coming in here. Which one of these cats could win and continue their win streak? Well, right now they're side by side, but they're not inside the top 10 or top 5.
Just outside of that top 5. Kyle Busch stays on the bottom of the racetrack. Kevin Harvick up top in the number 2. Again, those two racing door to door.
Kevin Harvick doesn't have to question Ron's commitment, does he? He was dead sideways, and Kevin was the truck right on his tailgate.
Things happen quickly here. 200 laps already on our 5th lap. These two stay side by side, still racing for position. It's for the 6th spot. Harvick has it. Busch wants it.
And remember, with Timothy Peters making his way from the back of the pack, had to go to the back because of losing that primary truck in practice. The progressive banking here, you don't automatically have to be on the bottom of the racetrack. The outside works well too.
We just saw that. Peters was all the way up in the, looked like there hadn't been a truck up where he had been all day long. He didn't hesitate, though, to go high and 3 wide around those trucks.
And since they repaved this racetrack, you see a lot more guys moving up the racetrack and making passes without actually having to run into the back of other trucks, which is the way you used to pass here at Bristol. You'd move them out of the way.
Yeah, used to, you just run into each other. That's the only option you had. Now, you can actually go around someone on the high side.
As a matter of fact, a lot of times the bottom of the racetrack will get a little bit slick because of all the trucks down there, and the outside groove will become the primary groove.
These two finally sorted it out. Harvick pulls ahead of Busch, and those two will set their sights on the top 5.
Patience is a word we use a lot in racing, especially on a short track. You have to have patience to be able to move up toward the front. But in a situation like this, with Elliott Sadler having such a good race truck, the last time he started on the pole, he won that race. How long can you have patience before you've got to chase this guy down?
Oh, we got a crash on the back.
Sliding sideways into turn number 3 is Hornaday.
Unbelievable. We knew he had a loose race truck. We saw it early on in lap number 1.
Heck, we saw it in qualifying. He was all over the place.
Front end damage to the 33 of Hornaday. The meatballs not holding up as well on the front, the hood of that truck.
He was running in the 4th spot when this incident occurred.
They're perfectly cooked, though.
Yeah, a lot of damage to that truck. It's going to be right in front.
Right in front of his car owner.
See, he was racing with a 31 of James Busher. James was in the middle of the racetrack. Don't know if there was some contact.
So he'll bring it on to pit road. They will work on the front end of Ron Hornaday's number 33 truck. 4-time series champion, struggling once again. Tonight's car show with Adam Carolla is all new, and it's a must-see. Dave Mira schools Matt Farah on rally racing in Seattle, and Adam wreaks havoc at the New York Auto Show. Don't miss the car show tonight. It's a special time immediately following our truck race, so you want to stick around for that. Should be a lot of fun. We're under caution again. It was the 33 of Hornaday that got sideways coming out of turn 2, and around he went. Take another look at what happened.
This is right in front of Kevin Harvick, his truck owner, and Kyle Busch. You see him around sideways, makes contact with the inside safety barrier. A lot of damage to the left front corner of that truck.
Check out this view from inside.
He's loose right there, Mikey.
Just off the second corner, he gets sideways early, and then it snaps around. Let's go inside of the truck of Kyle Busch and watch this truck. He just snaps in the middle. See him snap there as he is exiting?
And watch the job James Busher does to get around him. Incredible job by James Busher.
You know, Phil, you go in the corner and you load up that right front so much, and you keep turning it and turning it, and finally the back end goes away. He probably just had a little bit more gas than he needed on the floor, and then had the wheels cut, and the thing snapped on him. We saw it happen on the first lap, and he got away with it. That time he didn't.
First caution comes out at lap number 11 for Hornaday, right?
Well, guys, they got the left front corner all torn off of that. They had to take the air ducts out, obviously, and all that. Got the hood pounded down so Hornaday can see out. But remember, he came into this race 7th in points, but was only 46 points out, but already 3 or 4 laps down. Looks like it's going to be another tough night here for Ron Hornaday in the perfectly cooked meatball Chevy.
Let's go back to the start and watch Ron get in a little bit of trouble on the first lap. We talked about the fact that he was down in the center of the turn.
Yeah, this is going to be the other end. That's 1 and 2. Now we're going down the backstretch. Watch this now over in 3 and 4.
He was in the center of the corner. It started bobbling early. He gets sideways a whole lot like he did when he crashed. Harvick, his owner, was right on him then. And when he finally did go around, Harvick was right there as well.
And here's the accident that brought out our caution, most recent caution.
You see him right up in front. Right in front of the blue car. The black car there is Hornaday. Right in the center of the corner, Michael. Right when you talk about it, you get back in the throttle. Maybe just a little bit too much throttle. It brought the back end around and couldn't quite catch it.
No Aaron's free pass. There was no one just 1 lap down. Green flag comes back out.
Great start by Elliott Sadler. He's going to try to bring James Busher with him. Brendan Gaughan fighting back on the inside.
That's a really tough place to be where Brendan is. He's used to running the top. He's been up top. Now all of a sudden he's got that truck pinched to the bottom. He's not going to get a break either from Kyle Busch. He'll follow James Busher through. Brendan will probably settle down behind Kyle and try to get to the top of the track. We know how much he likes it up there.
Brendan Gaughan drops back into the 4th spot. Nelson Piquet Jr. just behind him in the 8th, running 5th. There's a gaggle of trucks.
Bit of a quagmire back there. Austin Dillon, the 3 truck right in the middle of that. See a little bit of sparks out of that truck.
Timothy Peters right in the mix there in the 17 truck.
Yeah, he's been going places where I haven't seen anybody else occupy yet. Way high in the turns, and he's already driven up through a lot of these trucks.
I'll tell you where he's been going is upwards in the point standings here lately. Great 4-race stretch for Timothy Peters.
Running in the 22nd position now. Actually gets by Cole Witt for 21st.
3-2-10 and a win has been his last 4 finishes.
Which at Bristol, those are magic numbers. Cole Witt drops back. He's got that 87. Jones just behind him. There's Johanna Long in the 20. We see Brendan Gaughan once again trying to hold on to his track position. Now he's got Kevin Harvick all over his back bumper.
Kevin has been able to get by his driver, the 8 of Nelson Piquet Jr., and chase down the 62 of Brendan Gaughan.
You know, it's so funny, Phil. For so many years, you just had to be dead down on the bottom of the racetrack here at Bristol. Seeing guys wandering around up high and not being passed, it's different.
You used to have nightmares about getting off the bottom of the racetrack here. The only way you ever got off the bottom is when somebody knocked you off the bottom.
13th and 14th side by side. Josh Richards in the 51, Crafton in the 88. Crafton takes that 13th spot.
Oliver's daddy is all over the back of Richards trying to grab that spot. Look, little contact there on the front straightaway.
James Busher, Kyle Busch on the left side of your screen. Those 2 racing for the 2nd spot. So it's Sadler out in front by 7/10 of a second.
When is that 31 truck going to win a race? Been all over. What an incredible season. We talk about it. The fact he missed Phoenix, then had 1 bad finish. Otherwise, every finish in the top 10 this year.
Very impressive year he has put together. James Busher, Johnny Sauter, Austin Dillon, Timothy Peters just separated by 23 points in our point standings.
There's your spotlight guy, Phil. Agnew is hanging right in there, running with Austin Dillon, Timothy Peters. So he's getting his chance, and he's taking advantage of it. He's running with the good guys.
Yeah, so excited to be here, too. And great equipment right there, too. Has an ECR engine, so they really did it right.
This cat knows how to race. He's raced all over the Southeast, and one race is all over the place. This is just a bigger stage for him to show his skills off in. And, you know, I love what he's doing. He's just looking to be really patient, keeping his truck down low on the track, not messing with those guys. He needs to spend half this race just learning what's going on out there.
And it's interesting to see, you talk about learning, he's 46 years old, but he's running against some of the best in the business now. When you come to Bristol, you race against the Harvicks, the Kyle Busch, the Hornadays, the Bodines.
Trouble off 2.
Stars of this series, and around goes, it looks like Josh Richards in the 51.
See if everybody can get down. They're getting low. Good job by the spotters and by all the drivers of getting to the bottom of the racetrack. You're down in the corner. You're still running over 100 miles an hour, Phil. You can't just turn left off the track. You got to have some warning. and the spotters gave some warning. I watched that wreck happen. Miguel Paludo was down on the inside of Richards. He got loose and ran into Josh.
Josh was running in the 14th spot when the incident happened.
Things happen quick here at the world's fastest half mile. Stay with us. More racing from Bristol after this.